I made a mess. I need to. It's fine, everything's fine. Your girl won't be making it again. Hello interwebs and welcome back. I'm Shana and this is where I share my life and stories and vision, opinion, and whatever else I feel like. And today we are back with the second episode of Shana's Ratchet Kitchen. And today we don't have to do any shopping because if you saw last week's video, you know that we already did all that. But we are going to be making something called seitan, and not seitan, but seitan. Hopefully that makes sense. I have printed out our recipe. I actually saw this on Tik Tok. It is supposed to be a meat substitute. It's supposed to be pretty easy to make, and we're gonna test that out because you guys know your girl's lazy, don't like to put in a lot of effort, like to make things that are easy but delicious. So let's see how this works out. So for our ingredients, we need olive oil, 1 tablespoon, 1 large yellow or white onion, which we will dice, 2 cloves of garlic, which we will mince, 1/3 tablespoon or teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1/2 teaspoon of blackening seasoning or any other seasoning blend, or additional paprika, which is what we will be using because lazy. And we also need 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, 1 cup of low sodium vegetable broth. I don't think that's low sodium, but it's vegetable broth. 1 tablespoon of low sodium soy sauce, and we are using coconut aminos instead. 1/4 cup of chickpea flour, 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. Oh, that's the wrong bottle. Here we go, nutritional yeast, and I have a full new bottle as well. And then 1.5 cups of vital wheat gluten. Now, this stuff was a pain to get. I don't know why it's harder to find in stores, but I ordered it on Amazon. I think this was like $12 or $14 for this thing. So hopefully this really is easy to make and delicious, or maybe we can find something else to make with this, because if it's not easy to make and delicious, your girl won't be making it again, okay? Beep, beep, beep. This is a quick reminder to let you guys know that you should hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and if you like the video at any point, go ahead and hit that like button as well. Sorry for the interruption, I'm gonna shut up now and let's get back to the video. I guess our next step is just to get to chopping and dicing. Not the dryer or vacuum or blow dryer, but like dicing. Okay. Now, I hope nobody here is going to be too judgmental in the way that I choose to chop, dice, mince, whatever my stuff. However, if you're here and you have suggestions for ways that I could do it more easily, more quickly, more efficiently, let me know. My mom is probably gonna watch this and be like, I've taught you how to dice an onion. Meh. And I'm gonna be like, meh. I don't remember how to do things properly because my brain is broken. And I didn't really pay attention, to be fair. This garlic is already peeled because it came in one of the Green Chef or HelloFresh meals, and I didn't need to make the rice because my brother had already made rice. But I know that if you squish it, it helps release more of the flavor. So that's what we're doing. We squish it anyway, even though we don't have to pop it to get the it's not skin, but that's what my brain is wanting to call it. You guys know what I'm talking about. The next direction says to heat olive oil in a skillet over medium heat. And I'm assuming it wants you to put the whole, excuse me, I had a hiccup, the whole tablespoon of olive oil. And you guys know how I feel about measuring. So we're just gonna put some in there. Olive oil in a pan. That's not I'm sorry. I don't know if that's a tablespoon or not, but you know, if we need to add it, we can. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine is like my quote of life with cooking. It's fine, everything's fine.
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
While that's heating up, let's read the next direction. It says 2. Add the onion and salt and cook for 5 to 7 minutes, stirring frequently until onion is softened slightly. Cool. That's easy enough. I know how to do that. So normally I know it's just easier to bring this over and go chick, chick, chick into the pan. So let's just imagine that I did that. Or if I feel fancy, maybe I'll insert some footage of somebody else doing that. So that way you know what it looks like. You know what it looks like. But I'll show you the onions cooking. So I want these to get kind of brown before we do anything. Why is that piece not cut? This is how I solve that. When I have a piece of onion that just decided it didn't want to be cut properly like the rest of them, I just squish it in the pan until it conforms. Also, I want to give a really big thanks and a big shout out to my wonderful friend for making the Shana's Ratchet Kitchen logo. Thank you so much, Pops. You're amazing. You guys have heard me talk about him in a few different videos if you've been around, but go check out Team Gamer TV, which is Pops' main channel with his family, and he's wonderful. And he's also Holiday G over on the rotating chair, so if you want to go give them some love as well, go do that. If you like horror movies, you're gonna like it. Trust me. Also, I'm really sorry about this light. You know, eventually, maybe one day, we'll be able to upgrade our cooking setup. Will it ever be beautifully aesthetic and, you know, proper cooking channel stuff? Probably not, unless someone wildly gives me a cooking show where I just can just be wild and cook. What's the word that I'm looking for? Not necessarily poorly, because things turn out tasting good, but like untraditional cooking. That's how we do it over here on Shana's Ratchet Kitchen. This is how I solve that one. What's gonna be really funny is when I do get my van and I try and do these cooking videos in my van with even more limited stuff and limited space. And it'll be interesting. Hopefully you guys still like it. Hopefully you guys still like this. I don't know. Also, hey, you there. I know you like food. Give me some things that I should cook down in the comments below. And also, if you want to come hang out in the Discord, we have a section called food porn where I post pictures of things that I've made. Other people post pictures of things that we've made. We can share recipes. We can just talk about food. The Discord's a fun place. We got a lot of good people over there. It's been a wonderful community. I've got my Wizards fam. I've got my Japanimals. Like, everybody. It's awesome. I love you guys. Come hang out in the Discord. It's a good time. Thank you guys for being here. I love it here. I love it here.
Later, in the void.
So our next step is going to be reduce heat to medium-low, add the garlic and stir. Cook for 2 to 3 minutes until the garlic is softened and fragrant. Add the sweet paprika and other spices to the pan. Stir and cook for 60 seconds until fragrant, and then remove from heat. Also, I will link this recipe down below if you guys want to check it out and go show some love to the person who made it. It's one of those blog sites where, does anybody actually read the blog part? Because I don't. Is that bad? I think our onions are looking pretty good. We can probably go ahead and add the garlic in, because I don't have 2 hands and I'm just gonna bring the cutting board over here. I can't show you, but you know what putting garlic in a pan looks like. You guys are smart people. So if I can math, we need a teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of blackening seasoning. So all together, we're gonna need a teaspoon and a half of paprika. All right, so we have our little teaspoon here. Oh, it doesn't fit. Okay, don't make a mess. Don't make a mess. Don't make a mess. I made a mess. I mean, it's not all the way. It'll be fine. I'll add more in a second because we need a teaspoon and a half anyway. Here's almost a teaspoon. Oh, I made a mess again. And I just spilled it again. Okay. I'm fired. Okay. I hope this doesn't mess it up, but as a major garlic fan, I'm gonna add some garlic powder too. Don't judge me. It is looking good. It smells really good too. As you can imagine, onions, garlic, and paprika probably would. So as you guys can see here, we have our lovely Ninja, not sponsored, and we are just transferring this over. Next, we have to add tomato paste, vegetable broth, soy sauce, chickpea flour, nutritional yeast. Basically everything else. Tablespoon and tablespoon. And now, I know from being chastised a million times by my brother for using the wrong type of thing to measure stuff, whether it's solids or liquids, that you cannot use the same type of cup as this that you're measuring your liquid with to measure something like flour with. And I watched another video somewhere where measurements are different in different countries. Like a cup in the US is different than a cup in Canada, and I just don't understand that. Like, why? Don't get me wrong, I like soy sauce, but coconut aminos taste just as good to me. And I heard they're healthier. Am I anywhere near an expert on nutrition? No. A 1/4 cup chickpea flour. 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. 1, almost 2. We'll add a little bit more because that wasn't a full 2. There we go. There we go. And finally, 1.5 cups of this pain in the butt stuff to find. Here's a prime example of how I'm gonna be lazy again because I don't wanna dirty the 1/2 cup one as well. I've already dirtied the 1/4 cup. I'm going to do the 1 cup here and then do 2 1/4 cups to make the 1/2, because math. 1. Oh, it's everywhere. 2. Oh, holy cow. Okay, that just used like half of this freaking bag. I feel like I probably won't be making this either very often or again, even if it's good, because this is an expensive recipe. Jeez. Blend until smooth. Should I hit the dough button or the blend button? I mean, we're kind of making a dough, right? So. She's smooth. Yeah, she's pretty smooth. She's pretty smooth. So it says not to taste it, even though it smells good and I kind of want to. But instead, we're gonna transfer the mixture to a mixing bowl. Oh, we weren't supposed to add the vital wheat gluten yet. Hopefully that doesn't mess too much up. It's already in there. But we were supposed to transfer it to a mixing bowl, add the vital wheat gluten and stir until combined. And then once stirred, use your hands to knead the mixture until it becomes more firm and springy. About 2 minutes. My hands are clean, by the way. I wash them every time I go to the bathroom and before I cook. So don't worry. Oh, my hair's stuck to my hands are in a mess. There we go. So it's supposed to feel loose and moist but springy, and it says that it's not gonna feel similar to kneading bread, which I don't know what kneading bread feels like. I mean, I think our Ninja did the majority of the work for us, so maybe adding the vital wheat gluten early was not a bad thing. I guess we'll find out. So the next part explains, I'm gonna go ahead and read it while I'm kneading this. Prepare boiling water and a steamer. Be sure to add plenty of water since this will be steaming for a long time. Form the dough into vaguely long shaped blob. Blow it up tightly in a piece of tin foil, twisting the ends tightly. Now, in her notes, she says that she doesn't own a bona fide steamer, which I don't either, which is good that she left a note on how to do this without one. So she uses a mesh colander placed over boiling water in her regular old saucepan, and then cover it with the usual lid for the saucepan. So we're gonna do the same thing. Pot, check. Mesh colander, also check. Now we have our pot over there with water in it. And I'm assuming that we don't want the colander to touch the water. So it's barely touching. Our pot's not super deep, so it should be fine though. Now we just have to patiently wait for the water to boil. And I mean, I guess we could go ahead and roll up these things while we wait in the meantime. I don't know if I'm gonna do this correctly, but we're gonna try. Okay, so I guess let's try and get this log-shaped blob. I think let's do it in 2 pieces because that just seems safer. Is it like rolling Play-Doh? Should I just do this and make like a worm like we used to when we were kids? I mean, that's vaguely log-shaped, right? Can you see it? It's a deformed log for sure, but let's roll her up and twist the ends tightly. I just got dough all on the outside of this. It's fine. And I hope that's how it's supposed to look. I don't have a picture. And like I said, I didn't actually read the blog where I'm sure there are pictures. I just printed the recipe. I mean, maybe our second one's gonna be a little bigger. That's a little fatty piece. He's a little chunkster. Funky, that funky chunky monkey. Kind of reminds me when you buy the sausage in the roll at the store. There's either cat or dog hair. And you know how it's rolled up like that at the end? That's what it reminds me of. All right, now that we've got that prepped, we just have to wait for the water to boil, but you don't. So with the magic of editing, the water is boiling. We're gonna put this here. We might have to add more water to it later. I guess we'll just see. I hope this fits. Oh no. Oh no. Hold on, let me put my phone down. I mean, that doesn't fit super well, but I think it'll do. That's fine. It says once the water is boiling, steamed the wrapped gluten dough for 1 hour. We gotta wait an hour? It took long enough to prepare one, huh? Flipping halfway through, I use tongs. So because we don't have much water in there, I think I should set a 10-minute timer and come back and then add some more water to it. And then at 30 minutes, we can flip it. And then after 1 hour, I guess it'll be done. What? Oh my God. The next part says, let the cooked seitan cool to room temperature, then unwrap it and place it in an airtight container in the refrigerator for at least 8 hours. This is gonna take forever. Oh man.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
I need to. Okay, that's better. Oh no. This is hard, you guys.
Eventually.
So as you guys saw me freak out about already, the next part of this is gonna take at least 8 hours. And we have to take the seitan out of the steamer, let it cool to room temperature, unwrap it, put it in an airtight container, and then put it in the fridge for 8 hours before we can cook it for anything. So I'm just gonna show you guys that, and then we'll cut to 8 hours later and cook it and try it out. But this is a long process, you guys, and I'm impatient. Lucky for you, you don't have to wait though. I'll see you guys in a little bit.
While Patchy pulls himself together, let's see how SpongeBob's party is shaping up.
Hey guys, so it is officially the next day, and I did not cook the seitan last night because it was like 11 o'clock or so by the time it had been 8 hours, and I'd already eaten dinner. I wasn't hungry, I was tired, and it just wasn't happening. So let's take it out of the fridge. Let's see what it looks like. And I think I want to make it 2 different ways. So in the recipe, they were saying that you can keep it for up to a week in the fridge. You can also freeze it for a few weeks and it lasts longer, but that you should slice it based on what you're making. So I think I'm gonna kind of make little sausage patty like slices, and then we can cook them up, one or two without seasoning and a few with some extra seasoning, and see how they are, see how the texture is, see how the taste is, and I'll let you know if it was worth the long ass process that it took to make it. Here's our fancy, used to be probably my vegetables from the Thai restaurant container, and here is our seitan. It smells good. Why does it kind of smell like meatloaf? Weird. All right, let me cut up a few pieces and we'll pop it in a pan. So we've just got some olive oil in the pan here, and I'm going to not put seasoning on the two that I'm putting at the top of the pan, and the ones at the bottom of the pan, we will add a bit of this chick style seasoning that's supposed to make your non-meat taste like chicken, and then some olive oil and garlic marinara. And I'm just gonna add that now and try and do it with one hand because I'm also holding the camera. There we go. See if I can do this without making a mess. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, beautiful. So obviously if we wanted to be fancy, we could. The idea, I think, is that you're supposed to be able to use this as a meat substitute in your meals. So you could make some veggies on the side, you could add whatever sauces, whatever flavors you wanted to it, but we're gonna give it a try. So we have our ones here that didn't have extra seasoning added to them, and then our ones in the back did. So let's dig in. I mean, it looks good. You see? I'm gonna be honest, the texture's fine. Like, it has a sort of meaty texture to it. I wonder if I should have cooked these longer, but it has a sort of meaty texture to it, but the flavor is just bland. There's no flavor to these ones that I didn't add anything extra to. It's just bland. I'm gonna finish it anyway. Next we have the flavored ones. That is better. I'm wondering if you like tried to mix it up like a ground beef in a pan with like some spaghetti noodles or something, if that would work out. Definitely prefer the flavored ones. I mean, I think that's a pretty obvious thing. I think the way you prepare this would make a really big difference. I'd give it as this is, and then, you know, without the seasoning, like a 2 out of 5 stars. Just because it really doesn't have any flavor. Like I said, the texture's fine, but it just really doesn't have any flavor by itself. But I'm sure prepared in another way. As far as the time it took to make it, it took a really long time, but it did make quite a bit. Like, that could last me easily a week or longer if I'm using it in a lot of meals. If I'm using it in a few meals, it could last even longer. It'd probably be something that I would need to put in the freezer, but I think I'm gonna have to try and find some other ways to cook it up post actually making it. Will I make it again? Yeah, probably. I need to use up the rest of the vital wheat gluten. Will I make it up again after that? Depends on if I find a recipe that I really like it in, but that is just my honest opinion. So, viral TikTok meat substitute, is it a win? It's a 3rd place. Oh Lord. But guys, that pretty much wraps it up for this one. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And if you don't know what to comment down below, leave a little chicken emoji because we put the chicken flavoring on 2 of these pieces. Not only does it help out my channel a lot, but it lets me know that you were here. It gives us a chance to chat. It lets me know you made it to the end of the video. And of course, I just love to see your faces down there. If you have any suggestions for what you think I should try to make next, any like maybe challenges or anything, leave those suggested down below as well. I appreciate you guys so very much. Remember to stay ginky AF, and I will see you next time. Bye! Oh, hello there. Yes, this is me casually drinking from my Ginky AF merch because I don't have any bloopers to share. But if you like my cup or my shirt or some leggings or some socks, there's links in the description below. Be ginky and enjoy your coffee or tea or water or whatever else you like to drink from mugs.